The best thing about the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is that it's not a gimmick anymore. It's not something someone would buy out of a whim or out of nostalgia. It's as good as any flagship smartphone out there. In fact, I'd say the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is a real world phone. Hi, I'm Nandini and let's review the Galaxy Z Flip 3. अगर आप ये वीडियो हिंदी में देखना चाहते हैं तो यहाँ पे क्लिक कीजिए. I've been using the Galaxy Z Flip 3 for a few weeks now and I think it's the first foldable phone that you may actually want to buy. Of course, it's not without its quirks. So in this review, let's look at the things that I love about the Galaxy Z Flip 3 and the things that I did not like. Frankly, a big reason why I enjoyed my time using the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is because it's so pocketable. Even with my tiny hands, I was able to hold the phone so comfortably. I was able to carry it around. It's the size of a compact or a coin purse or maybe a small card holder. Samsung also has these silicone covers which come with these tiny loops that make it very easy to carry the phone around. Compared to the first generation Flip, the Galaxy Z Flip 3's secondary display is a lot more useful. It doesn't just display notifications anymore. So besides the time, date and battery percentage that you see, you can also customize shortcut widgets for weather, music, your daily schedule and all of that. The secondary display on the Z Flip 3 is also 4 times larger than what we saw on the first generation. So now it also makes a lot more sense to use that secondary display as a viewfinder. According to Samsung's website, this new hinge is 80% more durable and it can withstand up to 2 lakh folds. To be very honest, I don't understand the chemistry of the material that Samsung has used in the hinge, but I know for a fact that the durability that they were going for, they have totally achieved that. So when you unfold this device, you don't feel like the hinge or the other 2 sides of the phone are shaking or it's wobbly at all. In fact, when you entirely unflip it, it feels like a single piece. It's solid. When you use it for some time, you actually forget that you're not using a regular phone. It's a flip phone, but you absolutely forget that. And yes, there is a soft crease, but I'll be honest, you don't notice it after a while. When it comes to the camera, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 performs as good as any flagship smartphone out there. You get great daylight pictures, low lights, night shots, macro shots. All of them are pretty damn great, especially if primarily what you use your phone's camera is for social media. You will not be disappointed at all. Here are some of the sample images that I shot from the Galaxy Z Flip 3. Also enjoyed this video of me driving through this beautiful canopy road while I shot a 4K 30 FPS video using this phone. And here's another hyperlapse video that I shot from this phone. One of the highlights of the Galaxy Z Flip 3, one that is also really impressive, is that this phone is water resistant. Now, the IPX8 water resistant certification on this phone is impressive because of 2 reasons. One, that the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is the first foldable phone by Samsung to get this certification. Number 2, considering that iPhones till like 2 years ago were not water resistant, and a phone like Z Flip 3 which has so many folding parts and creases, that being impervious to water damage is just impressive. In the recent maddening rains in Delhi, I tested out the Galaxy Z Flip 3 for water damage. To be very honest, I was scared. I was almost convinced that I was going to damage the phone, but I used the phone in the rains and it was absolutely fine. And now, so many weeks later, I've still been using the device and I haven't noticed a single water-related damage or issue. With the Galaxy Z Flip 3, Samsung has made a lot of changes to the phone to make it an everyday phone, and one of the really big factors in doing that is the change in price strategy for this phone. If you look at the first generation Galaxy Z Flip, that was priced at 1,10,000 rupees in India. The Z Flip 3, however, is priced starting 85,000 rupees. That is a difference of almost 20,000 rupees. This means that Samsung is no longer a phone that somebody just buys because, oh, I have that much money at disposal, or somebody who just buys a phone out of a whim. It's a phone with flagship specifications and features, and it is now also priced almost similar to other flagship smartphones in the market. Never missed so many alarms in my life like I did while using the Galaxy Z Flip 3. So many nights I've woken up alarmed that my phone switched off at night. My primary phone is an iPhone 11, and even when I have 12% of battery or 15% of battery, I know that the phone will survive through the night, especially if it's on DND, and it will wake me up 8 hours later. But that just does not work with the Galaxy Z Flip 3. In the past few weeks of using the Galaxy Z Flip 3, I've learned that unless the battery is 25% or more, there are chances that the phone will switch off at night. In fact, when we started shooting this video, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 was at 24% of battery, and right now it is at 4%. Another issue with the Z Flip 3's battery is that in the first week of using the device, the phone would just drain out at 5% battery. I mean, the moment it's at 5, you don't even have a second to wait and the phone would just die down. But with adaptive battery, this improved a little over the weeks. Now the phone does not switch off at 5%, but it does go from 5 to 0% in under a minute. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 also has a few heating issues. When the phone's battery is under 15%, just scrolling through social media also starts to heat up the top half of the phone a little bit. You can also notice that when you're gaming, and I don't mean graphic heavy games, I mean something as basic as BB Racing 2, that heats up the device. While I absolutely love the form factor of the Galaxy Z Flip, that still doesn't help with the phone's one-hand usability. When you unflip the phone, it opens into a 6.7-inch large display. So you can hold the device, but using it across is not easy at all. And I spoke about the official Samsung silicone covers, which come with a loop that help you in holding the phone when it's unflipped, but that still does not help with the usability. Now, apps like cameras, messages, contacts, calendar, they're all very well optimized for Flip's UI. But third-party apps like Instagram, Twitter, Google Meets, they still don't feel very natural. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 has a dedicated setting called the Flex mode, which basically lets you pick or select which particular app do you want to use in Flex mode. But the issue is that with third-party apps, the Flex mode just pushes the entire app to the top half of the device, and the bottom half is just basically the keypad and 4 shortcuts, which is the control panel, screenshot, screen brightness, and the volume control. I really feel that Samsung could have done a lot more with the Flex mode, especially with third-party apps that are so popular, something like Instagram or Google Docs. They could have used more functionality with the Flex mode. So coming back to what I said at the beginning of this video, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is a real-world phone. Why? Because the phone now finally falls in the same price segment as other flagship phones. It comes with premium features like Super AMOLED display, Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, 5G chipset, up to 8GB RAM, 256GB storage, a 12-megapixel dual camera setup at the back, a 10MP selfie camera, IPX8 water resistance. Basically, it's offering you everything a flagship phone offers and then some. The only compromise really that you will have to make with the Z Flip 3 is on the battery. So that was my review of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. For more such videos, subscribe to News 9, and if you have any questions, please send them in the comments below. I'm Nandini Yadav signing off.